The MMA India Show.
Welcome back, everybody. UFC 231 is next weekend from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. In the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko is going to fight Joanna Jedrzejczyk for the vacant flyweight championship of the world. Today with us, we have Valentina Shevchenko. Thank you so much, Valentina, for taking the time for us.
Hello, Akhilesh. It's every time I'm very glad to speak with you and all MMA fans of India. It's very important for me, and every time I feel very happy.
And I know you travel a lot. You like seeing different places. I think I asked you this before, but what are your thoughts about coming down to India?
Not doing it. It's part of my life. It's everything that we are doing since I remember me. And I think the travel, by itself, it can teach you so many things. And this opportunity to see different countries, different people, different culture, it's amazing. And I think that people who travel more, they are just can see much more.
Right, and what do you think about coming to India maybe sometime in the near future?
I will be very happy because I never been in India yet, and I would like for sure to come. And because India is a very great place and it's a very beautiful country with a lot of spirit, and of course it will be my pleasure to come and visit India one day.
All right, wonderful. So, as I said, we are just 1 week away, maybe 10 days away from your upcoming fight. So, how has the training camp been? Have you wrapped up with your training camp? I know your sister is fighting this weekend in Las Vegas. So, can you just give us a brief update on that?
Mm-hmm. So, we are a little bit more. My sister's fight, it will be next week, and my fight, it will be next week. So, we have 1 week before my sister fight and 2 weeks before my fight in Toronto. And everything going great. We are feeling strong. Our training camp, we started in Texas, in Houston, in the gym Bushiban. Then we get back to Las Vegas, continue our training here in UFC Performance Institute. And then we travel to Maine and train there in King Lawton Gym. It's more closer to the nature and everything, like it will be in Canada. And now, like 1 week ago, we came back from Maine to Las Vegas, and we are having our last hard trainings over here.
Right, and I wanted to ask you because I think most of your training happens in Texas, if I'm not wrong. So, how has the experience been training in the PI?
Last year we spent more time training in Las Vegas and training in UCPI, and it's very nice and very big facility. It's giving everything that fighter needs. So nutrition, physical therapy, training facility. So you just basically show up there and do your job, you train, and everybody taking care about how you feel and to eat right. If you had some injuries, they help to cure it. So it's I'm enjoying to be there and training there.
All right, wonderful. And the past couple of past couple of months have been a little difficult for you. First, there was this fight with Nicole Montano that kind of fell through. So, how frustrating were the previous few months for you?
And you know how I said much earlier before the fight that it will be chance that she will escape the fight, and we saw that she did it at the last moment. And of course, it's not the thing that I wanted. I wanted to fight there and get the belt in September, but things turned out the different way, and now we are rescheduling for December 8th. And I feel strong anyway, and doesn't matter how long I have to train. I'm training every time. My coach Pavel Fedotov, is whom I train already more than 20 years. He's every time looking for he's taken care to about the training, and he see very good what kind of trainings I need right now. If, for example, he is not going crazy about, no, we have to train, doesn't matter what, times a day, 3 times a day. No, he has this feeling, the natural professional feeling of coach who know what kind of pressure to give to their students.
Perfect. Talking about Montano, obviously there was this confusion because UFC initially shifted you to UFC 230 with Joanna Eubanks and then brought you back to UFC 231. So what was going through your mind when UFC said, okay, maybe 230 and then shifted back to 231?
Yes, things happen so fast. So in that moment, when I agreed to fight in New York for UFC 230, we already started my training camp, and I already started to do hard sparring, like 5-round sparring. And then they came back with a different decision, like, okay, it will be now 231, and we go back to the first opponent, Joanna. So, I was like, okay, doesn't matter for me. I'm tired about all these things. Just let me know when you will be sure when and with who I will fight in. So I was like, okay, that's it. I go to do my job, my training, and you let me know when.
Perfect. And when the flyweight division was first announced, the big fight that the fans were looking forward to was obviously between you and Joanna, who was competing at 115. So did you kind of know when UFC announced the new flyweight division that there might be a time when your paths will collide again?
It was this kind of possibility from the beginning, because every time I was asked about how do you feel to fight Joanna, and I every time saying, like, we had our history in Muay Thai with Joanna before 3 times, and now we have opportunity to create our history in UFC under MMA rules. So now we are very close to this event, very close to see how it will happen, and doesn't matter what, to go in the octagon and show everything from me that I was preparing for so long.
Right, and Joanna previously spoke about how she has changed since she changed camps to ATT since moving to the United States. Obviously, you've seen a lot of tapes. You fought her 3 times, as you said before, in Muay Thai. How do you think she has changed in terms of either her style, either her aggression inside the ring or the cage? How do you analyze who Joanna is at this point?
Yes, it's been a little bit time, so everyone has changed. She changed, me changed, but in the end of the day, it doesn't matter nothing. It will be same good fight between good strikers, and a lot of Muay Thai, a lot of hits. It will be in the fight. It doesn't matter who and how. I know exactly. I know my power, and everything that I have to do to win this fight is to show up and to do my things.
Right, and we have seen in the past that Joanna is generally very aggressive leading up to the fights. Obviously, she lost twice to Rose Namajunas. There wasn't as much aggression against Tisha Torres the last time around. Do you expect the same, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, the very aggressive, the very smash mouth, in your face fighter to show up during the fight week?
I'm not thinking about these kind of things, because more what I'm worried about my preparation. But for me, it doesn't matter. She can be quiet, she can be loud. It doesn't mean nothing for me. So I know her power, I know her strength, and I know my power, I know my strength. And the most important, she can say whatever she wants to say, but 125 is my territory, and this is my rules.
Right, fantastic. And I think during this fight camp, either for Eubanks or for Joanna, you've been training with Cris Cyborg. So how was that experience for you?
Yes, we trained with Cris for some time. So it was very nice, because she's preparing for her fight with Amanda, and I'm preparing for my fight with Joanna. So Joanna and Amanda, they are training together in the same gym. So why not? Why we are with Cris once training together. So it was some very good training sessions, and the most that I enjoyed that we have with Cris the similar spirit and similar thinking of martial arts, because she is not a fighter who just starts her a fighter career. She was training for a long time, same as me. I had my first professional MMA fight in 2002, and since there, like MMA, Muay Thai, it was all tied together, very strong inside me. And she's the same. She's thinking about martial arts like it's her lifestyle. It's very nice to meet a person who has the same feeling for martial arts, because for me martial arts is not just my job, it's not just my something like that I'm doing right now, it's everything. It's my philosophy, it's my religion, it's my mindset, it's everything. And on the trainings, of course, she's strong because she is not little girl. She has power and she has speed. And more important in her fight with Amanda is her endurance, because she's training and she's not tiring. And this is, I think, it will affect much more Amanda on her fight, because Cris will give this pressure from the beginning, and and she will not tire. She will not tire before she ends the fight.
Right, and as we've seen during your fight with someone like Holly Holm, for example, that you're very strong in clinches. So how important do you think it is for you to train with a bigger fighter such as Cris Cyborg, who fights at 145? How important do you think it is, or how different do you think it is? It prepares you for your fights?
Every time I'm trying to train with some sparring partners stronger than me, because it can help me to be stronger for myself. And every time we are training, I'm training with my sister, with Antonina, and she is top level striker. And I feel like if I can train with her, I can do whatever with anyone, because this kind of level of striking I could not see from any girl. And of course we train a lot with boys because it's a little bit like different speed sometimes, of course different power sometimes, and this is very nice. And the most important thing, I think, that we are traveling a lot, and every time we are training with different sparring partners, and they have different style, different techniques, and it gives to us more opportunities to be ready for everything that's gonna happen inside of the octagon.
Right. So, final couple of questions for you, Valentina. We know that Anthony is going to fight this weekend, coming weekend. It was a birthday last week, since it's India, I think, earlier this week for you. And you were very proud when she won in the Contender Series in that phenomenal fashion. So how important, or how, what feeling does it give for you knowing that Anthony is going to make a UFC debut just a week before your big title fight?
From the beginning, the main and the most that we wanted together to fight in the same event. That's why it would be easy with training camp. We would have the same type of trainings and in the same time. But of course, 1 week, and now she ended her more powerful part of the training camp, and I still have 1 week, and we have to schedule it, and we have to see how to put it inside of her fight week, because of course she will have different responsibilities with UFC about interviews, appearances during her fight week. But at the same time, I have to have my coach with me and making me ready for my fight. And this is a little bit tricky part for this, what we have. But doesn't matter. We have to go and we have to just do what we have to do because, when we fought in Muay Thai, in World Championship, it's every time we was fighting in the same day, or sometimes one day me, another day her, or like backwards. And it's we have a lot of experience to fighting very close to each other. That's why it cannot affect us in anything.
All right, brilliant. One final question for you, Valentina. I know that your next fight is with Joanna, but I think the other discussion that's been happening is your last fight with Amanda Nunes was very, very close, and I think a lot of people, majority of the people, thought you won the fight. Is there an opportunity for us to see you jump back to the bantamweight division in the future?
Of course, yes. This is unfinished business with, that we still have with Amanda, and I think in the future I will come back and will fight her again. So for now, I'm focused on 125, and I want to do good things in this division as it's a very new division, and it's like where I feel strong and exactly in the weight class what I have to be, because for 135 I never cut any pound, any kilo, and of course for 135 girls they are much bigger and they are cutting a lot more. But it doesn't mean that I was feeling some kind like not the same strength. I was feeling very good. I was contender number 1 in bantamweight. It speaks by itself. But of course, my weight class is 125. And of course, I'm considering me sometime in the future to come back there and fight on Monday again.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Valentina. As I said, it's always a pleasure talking to you. All the very best for your upcoming fight, and we'll catch up with you again very soon.
Thank you very much, Akhilesh. Have a good night or have a good day.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Thank you, Valentina. Bye.